big. That's right. Fail big. You only live once, so do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works.
Top of the evening, top of the Saturday prime time evening. It is now the big 2, well 3, and we'll get into that here in just a second. But it's your boy B Jizzle. It's my girl Kels with the intels. You see her right down there below. She's going to be talking to them boys here tonight. She got some great intel. And before we bring a special guest from New York, that's right, we got a special guest from New York, Big Apple, going to be tapping in for the Jets. So we got some Jets representation here. Y'all will meet Tyler from New York. We're getting ready to tap in. But how fast things change in 24 hours. You know, this post came out, Jaden Blue, about these cleats, right? And when in 24 hours, it was all bad, and the haters came from everywhere. I know you know about this, Kels. Is he going to be okay? Is he going to be okay with those blisters after he wore those Louis Vuitton cleats?
Yeah, I think he'll be okay. In my opinion, I wouldn't be testing out shoes.
Thank you.
I will at least break them in a few times. I wouldn't that's just me.
Yeah, well, I got a clip here that I want to share with everybody before we bring our special guest on. This was Jaden Blue speaking with the media about said blisters. Let's listen into what Jaden had to say about it all.
My feet? Yeah, the blisters. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, one of them was like really bad, and the other one wasn't as bad, but you know, I'm all right. They was actually new cleats, and this was my first day wearing them. And they was good at the beginning of practice, and then, you know, all of a sudden, they just started hurting, and I had to take them off. And it was bad, but, you know, Coach Shotty and them was joking, you know, with me yesterday about it, but, you know, I'm good.
Yeah, I assume you're going to wear those on game day.
Now, I have some other custom ones that's white and silver that I wear.
Will that lose?
Nah, not at all.
There you have it. That's from Jaden Blue's The Horse's Mouth. He says he's going to have another pair of customs. Hey, Paging Nard got sold. We need to get Jaden Blue some customs over there. But, Kels, how we doing over there in the East Coast? How's the weather on this Saturday night?
It was relatively good. It was 79 degrees. That was the high. It was kind of cool in the morning. But by the time I got finished with whatever I had to do, it warmed up. So it was like 79. It was nice and hot.
Yeah. Now, I know both you and I got the Cowboys over the Jets this weekend, the 0-4 Jets, that is. And I had asked Tyler backstage when we get ready to bring on our special guest. Well, Kels is fam, and also thanks, Kels, for bringing on a quality guest here for us tonight to talk Jets and Cowboys. And his response about the game was a little surprising to me. So let's welcome my guy Tyler to the show from New York. How we doing, Tyler?
What's going on? How folks doing?
Good. Appreciate you dialing in from New York. Yeah, that's your fam.
That's my cousin.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Talk a little football. I'm excited for this.
So how did that work, Kels? Because I know a lot of your family is Cowboys fans, but Tyler's a Jets fan.
Yeah, so I told BG the story how I met my cousin. This was in 2017. He was in town for this summer pool party that always happened in the area. And we're both a part of the Divine Nine organizations. He's a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. So he was there along with some members of Omega Psi Phi. And I don't know if y'all still together, but I can't remember if she was Greek or whatnot. But it was
Nah, that's old, man. We don't have to worry
that's
about
so
that.
okay.
Well, we got that out the way. So
Right.
Tyler in New York, tell me how did you become a Jets fan? Let everybody get familiar with you here. We're glad you're here to talk the Jets to us tonight. But share with everybody how you actually became a Jets fan out there.
Oh man, so I had an uncle, Uncle Kenny, who was really instrumental in getting me into playing sports, and he was a huge Jets fan. So we used to always be at my grandmother's house watching the games, and this is going back to like, Ken O'Brien was the quarterback, and the Jets were just always around. Like, I remember I used to run track too. As I was playing football and baseball, I was running track, and at the track meet, one of the coaches was Wesley Walker, who was the wide receiver for the Jets back in the 80s. And, I was so excited to meet him, and he was so down to earth and cool. Like, I asked for his autograph, and he was like, I can't sign anything for you now, but I'll send you like a signed photograph. And I was like, all right, he's just playing. He ain't gonna do it. But he did it. And whenever he would see me, he would see my mother. He was always very cordial. It ended up I was in college. My brother destroyed that photograph of Wesley Walker. My mom, he didn't tell me. I had no idea, right? I had no idea. I just know, when I graduated, she gave me a new signed photograph of Wesley Walker, and he was like, "I'm proud of you for graduating." And I was like, "Oh, cool! I got two like signed autographs of Wesley Walker." And she's nah, you only got one. She told me the back, so my brother destroyed it, and she ran into him in the store. She told him like, I'm nervous because Ty gets home, he's gonna see his autographs destroyed, and he's like, "Don't worry about it. I got you. I'll send you a new one and everything when he graduates." But from running into Ken O'Brien, he gave me like some scholarship money at a banquet. You see them like running to Keyshawn, running to Ray Lucas. So even though they didn't win, like you would run into them around New York, and it was just like there was always so much love. And that's why I can ride it out with the team, because through thick and thin, they never try to big time you. We see in the city, they answer questions.
Yeah.
And it's something about it. Like they always played hard. They were the underdogs. Always had to go for that. Like you love a good underdog story. So even when they don't win, like it's something about, especially the Rex Ryan years too, man. Like it was just like exciting times. So family got me into it, and I just stayed no matter what's going on. Like Jets always gonna be my squad.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate you sharing that story with us. And with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get into it, because a lot of people want to know. A lot of people been hitting me up, Kels. What's the deal with Lamb? Is he playing this weekend or not?
That's why when I drop these practice reports with all the news and notes, people please read, because it's on there to say that he is out. He is ruled out.
Yeah. Well, I think this is because we're out here on Built Different Group. So she's primarily talking about in Official America's team. I know for a fact she drops all of that intel in there every day. That's why she's Kels with the intels, in case you didn't pick that up. But I'll go ahead and pull that up. But glad we got that out the way. And other than that, what is some new intels you have maybe we need to know right now going into the game tomorrow?
Okay, yeah, so we could just breeze through this practice report and let's get into the game. All right, so Greg Olson and Jason Benetti will be on call for the game. The game will be officiated by Alex Moore. And I sent you a picture of him, BG. Alex Moore is a rookie in his fourth NFL game, and he's leading his very own crew. So that's a overall thing. So for Cowboy news, the Cowboys currently have 32,171,571 in cap space. Cousin, do you want to know how much you have in cap space?
Is it gonna make me happy?
I don't know.
Is it number I want to hear?
Let's see.
Your account balance is.
Yes. Your available balance.
There you go. Available balance.
Is
Keyword.
13,084,555. That's what you have. So one good thing about with this money is you can roll this money until next year and it can go towards whatever the cap space is for the 2026 league year. The Cowboys, hold on. Some of the transactions going into this game, safety Malik Hooker, he has been placed on injured reserve. Safety Elijah Clark has been signed to the active roster. The Jalen Brooks and Jalen Cropper, the two wide receivers, have been elevated from the practice squad. They left Jonathan Mingo and the other wide receiver and cornerback Kalen Carson on injured reserve. So this is their fourth game. They will be available to play for week 6. The Cowboys will be in the Arctic Cowboy Color Rush, which is one of my favorite jerseys. And the Jets will be in Legacy Black with the stealth helmet. Now, the theme for this game is welcome to the Nothing Beats a 2019 Deja Vu Jet 2 Holiday Tour.
Not a Jet 2 holiday. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I see what you did there, Chaos.
Yes. So the reason why is a deja vu, because remember in 2019, the Jets had a 5 and a 0 and 5 or 0 and 6.
Is that the year
record.
they had Jamal Adams on your squad? I think I remember. That's the game I remember. Yeah, we got beat in New York, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So the Jets came in to that game, and we actually played at MetLife. It was 0 and 5 or 0 and 6. And then they obliterated us, and we gave them their first win. And now we're dealing with the team that is like a raging bull in a cage, cage.
Okay. Well, going back to that cap money, and then we're going to get to Tyler, because I want to ask him what I asked him backstage so that way he can share it with everybody here. But getting back to that cap money, Kels, we didn't see Jerry do anything this week, especially with our secondary being banged up. And, going into the Jets, no moves were made. We still got those picks. We still got that available balance. Do you see them trying to do anything? You hearing anything around the star or anything like that?
There's still time. All teams have November 4th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to still work out contract negotiations as far as extensions or whatnot and trades. But the thing is, who can we get? Honestly, as much as I know we need
who's
help,
really available?
Yeah, as much as we need help on as far as secondary, Asante Samuels is a man press cornerback. Yeah. Everybody on our roster except for Savone Revel are man press cornerbacks. So Flus really don't have the personnel he needs in secondary to run a zone defense.
Yeah, I seen there was some news where maybe Trayvon was talking about asking about running some more man coverage and not zone.
Right. So now it's like that room is in limbo because Flus want you to do what he wants you to do, but he's not tailoring his game plan based on his personnel that he has. And Luce, yes, he's majority zone, but he knows how to run man press coverage. So I don't know. But if they were to get anybody, we need something with linebackers, and we're going to get into that a little bit when we go into this team.
All right. Good deal. What I want to get into is with Tyler. What I asked you backstage is, how are Jets fans feeling about this weekend? Are y'all like, yeah, we're 0-4, but we know we about to get a win against the Cowboys? Tell me how y'all feeling out there, Tyler.
I know for me, it's just about the number one pick for the next draft. Like I don't want to see too many wins, man. So I'm hoping we're competitive. I'm hoping it's close. I'm hoping we take the L, right? We can't have too many wins. I don't want to mess up the opportunity to come home with the number one pick going into the draft.
So you're telling me Jets fans are going to the game this weekend at MetLife where, I want to ask you about the turf because I heard it's been taking lives over there. That's a whole other conversation. But you mean to tell me Jets fans are just walking in paying, knowing, hey, we tanking for the number one pick?
I think if you care about the franchise, you don't want us to win too many games, right? Like our talent is just not there, right? We're slowly getting some cornerstone pieces, right? We had Q, which I'm so glad we did not complete that trade for Micah. Like I don't know why Jerry thought he can get Q, but whatever.
Y'all was hearing that y'all were in play for Micah. Y'all was getting excited.
They asked for Q. They said
they wanted Quentin. Yeah, they wanted Quentin.
And I was like, I'm so glad they said, they told him like, you don't have the resources that y'all need, but you can't have Q. So we got Q.
That's what Eric's saying down there. He said that's why we didn't trade for Micah to the Jets for Q. And the picks, they didn't have the cap space to take his 5th year and give him an extension.
Yeah, it just wouldn't work. And we I know the report came out today, like almost anybody in the Jets is available, but Q isn't one of those guys, right? So we got Q, we got Sauce Gardner, we signed Garrett Wilson. So we're finally starting to keep like our talented first round picks that we had over the years, because that was something we weren't doing. But we still don't have much talent on the squad. Like the guys play hard. They give a lot of effort. I know it didn't look like that last week because we still are making a lot of like undisciplined plays, still fumbling the ball, but we need to build up the talent on the roster, man. And going like, 7-10 or 8-9, like it's not worth it to be that low in the draft. Like we need talent, man. So
do you play fantasy football, Tyler?
Yes, I do.
I know. Yes, tell me you're running Justin Fields as your quarterback, right?
I wasn't that confident, man. I love the fact that we have a quarterback with legs. Like this is something we usually don't get.
And that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, we usually don't get it. But that's why for me, he's so exciting. Like I love watching him play in high school, watching him at Ohio State, and having someone who can be a dual threat. We missed out on Lamar. We didn't try to get Lamar. We didn't have a pick high enough to go after Jaden Daniels. Like he wasn't even a real option for us. But being able to have someone who if he gets a chance, he can rush for 1,000 yards. He can throw for like 3,500, right? He can do both things. He's just never really gotten the opportunity. Right. And with the Jets, there's no one that's really going to be a threat to him. And then there's nobody coming out in the draft anytime soon that will really, I think, in my opinion, force the Jets to try to get rid of him. Like he's going to have some time to prove he can be a quarterback in this league with us. So if the Jets crash and burn this season, like you as you're representing your fan base over there this season, who do y'all go for in the draft? I think you got to go with Caleb Downs, man. He has the makings of a true leader. I think he would come in right away, lead our secondary. He would be able to just be a tone setter, right? Like I can see him being in the box and just crashing running backs and taking them out. I can see him doing well in coverage, right? Like he has the speed to run and cover wide receivers. Like he's such a versatile player. And then again, his leadership's the main thing. And I think slowly, if you paid attention to what the Jets have been doing over the last couple of years, they've been drafting key players from these big time programs that win. Right. So I think that's been really helping the locker room out because you got guys from Alabama, you got guys from Ohio State, you had guys coming from winning programs who aren't used to losing, right? So even though like you always hear people saying the same old Jets, for them, like they're used to winning, so like they push back against that narrative. So yeah, I think we got to go get Caleb Downs. That's why I think we got to lose, because I don't see him going past the third pick.
Well, Kels, I mean,
see him doing big things for us if we can get him.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that with us, Tyler Kels. It sounds like to me he's saying the secondary sound a little weak, and Dak leading the league right now in passing. Is that going to be one of the keys for us to be able to get a dub and not let the 0-4 Jets hang an L on us at MetLife Stadium? I'm just at this point right here. It could be a tie for all I care. Can we just leave MetLife with no injuries?
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
But is that some kind of clue there that maybe Tyler sharing with us? They want to draft secondary. Should that go at the pass game, or are we going to see Jaden Blue in his debut come out with some Louis Vuitton sneakers and gain some yards?
Well, compare that to the Cowboys offense. Let me go to that. We have to run the ball. They have the zone scheme, and as far as our offensive line, they have the zone scheme and stay in their blocks. And they want to make the Jets to defend the run. So it's I really don't have that much to say as far as with the offense.
So establishing the run like what we've been doing. I mean, Jamal Adams, I think I've seen the stat 4 touchdowns this season. I think that's all he had last season, and he's already going into week 5. So if you got him, definitely start him along with Pickens in your fantasy football lineups, because it sounds like Dak going to probably continue this offense to rolling. But let me throw this to you, Tyler. What do you think one of the keys to the Jets? I know you don't want the Jets to win because you tanking and you want the Jets to crash and burn. But what is going to be a key for y'all? Is it going to be Justin Fields with his wheels?
It has to be, right? I think the strength of our offense is running the ball, right? I know Allen is going to be out. He's not going to be able to play. But between Fields, between Breece Hall, I know this is a big year for him because he's coming up when it's a contract year.
Y'all got a couple of running backs back there, Breece and another one, right?
Allen's hurt. Hurt. So he's not playing.
Double-headed.
Yeah. So, but I think, again, between Fields and Hall, that's a threat. And, I know our line is not where we want it to be. But that's the best strength we got. Like, we're able to really push our guys around that front. And then Hall is just so talented. He's always able to find the holes. And also, too, he's great with his hands. So,
52.
We got to establish a run early.
Yeah, 238 yards on the season. Fields 24 carries. I think he's 1 yard behind Jalen Hurts as the most rushing quarterback, or the most yards rushed for a quarterback this season. I think Jalen's at 179. But yeah, that's what I'm scared. I'm scared literally. And Kels, throwing the ball back to you. How is this defense going to be able to stop the run? Because we can't stop anybody. We just got to try to outscore you.
For us, Flus will have to blitz more. And is this the week for a QB spy coverage? Because Justin, he will run. And
he ran for 61 yards or something, a touchdown last week, I think, right, Tyler?
40 yards
running like a running back. I'm like, this guy.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get a little bit into his bio. But we have to have a QB spy on him. And as much as Flus was dependent on Jack Sanborn, he is too slow.
Jack Sanborn credit score seemed to be a little low out there. Some disrespect going on with Jack Sanborn.
He is too slow. And I mean, we can't talk about a player that's not playing, but Demo will be perfect to be the QB spy on Justin Fields.
Oh, I agree 100%.
Yeah. So I would get the little menace that likes to knock people heads off, Maris Leofile, to spy him. That's just my opinion.
You don't think they're gonna mess with his minutes after that penalty last week that cost us a turnover on downs there? And it was just like he did. He made one play, like he made a guy's soul leave his body one play, and then he literally gave the ball back to the opposition on a dumb play.
I think he learned his lesson after that.
Yeah,
and Flus needs to integrate gap changes. And then the one thing with our defense, they have yet to improve flat coverage. They need to tackle. They need to tackle, and they have to rush Justin Fields to keep him in the pocket so he won't run. And to go back on to that, because this is why I say that, Justin Fields enjoys running the ball, and that's going to be a problem for our defense. When he drops back, his eye level goes down, and he will see the rush. He has already rushed 459 yards, and that's almost similar to what little Russ did on us in week 2. He does
Russ about to go to Cincinnati. I heard Russ about to go to Cincinnati and cook.
Yeah, that's that talk. That's what they're talking about.
He does a lot of play action. The downside is he runs himself into sacks. That's his only downside that I have seen. And like with what my cousin said, they do have weapons. You
got Garrett Wilson over there. I mean, Justin Fields is thrown for a couple touchdowns. Let me see his stats here. And Justin Fields is 2 TDs.
And Mason Taylor, Jason Taylor's son, he's been a pleasant surprise. Like he came on big last week, so we might actually have a tight end. We haven't had one of those in a while.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they were talking about him on NFL fantasy. I remember. Yeah, they're saying he's a good sleeper pick this week for tight end, or stash him and see how he does this week. Yeah,
he is. And Wilson, he's one of their best receivers. His route running is exceptional. And he has the ability of separation and run deep vertical routes. They need to get what we going into. They do need to get their rookie Mason Taylor involved. And he's a big body. He catches the football well. He's good in traffic. He's good.
Yeah, he's got 11 receptions, 108 yards, 16 targets. So he's getting targets. Garrett Wilson, you see the chunks, 27 for 311, 3 TDs. So, I mean, Garrett.
Yeah.
I mean, we know the Cowboys defense going to give it up at some point.
Right. And Mason Taylor is also good in getting upfield and running after the catch. One thing that Fields and the receivers do, they gain a lot of yardage through RPO. They do struggle when you put pressure on the QB, and this is the O-line. Not in a four-man, but when you bring blitzers, they have a problem with the backs and their O-line. Being able to coordinate them through pressures. One of the underlying elements is when they give up sacks. Their coordination is really poor. I'm sorry, because that's what I've been saying. Their tackles are good, playing outside and not inside. Their interior gets turned around a lot. One thing to look for, this offense is left-handed. They have yet to complete screen coverages. They will go 12 personnel, 21 personnel, and will keep their base packages out there. So that's all I have about.
You mean left-handed, like that's how they line up a formation, or left-handed like Justin Fields left-handed?
Justin Fields is a lefty.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
So
that's some good intel right there.
So they tailor that offense for his left. So if Breece Hall is on his left side, then you're going to look for one of our right guards to be trying to get him.
Right. What's the local media saying around in New York? Because I know there's a lot of media out there in New York, a lot of talking heads on the radio out there in New York, Tyler. Are they saying maybe the Jets might get their first win this week?
Well, like the thing after the Miami game, Aaron Glenn, he's one of Parcells' guys, right? So he lit into the team. Like you actually heard Glenn been chewing them out from outside the locker room. So they think, this is going to be the week where they might snap out of it because he lit into them. He talked about having to be more disciplined, having to play with more effort. So it feels like the team's going to try to respond to that when they come out. So that's been some of the talk, just really seeing how they respond to pretty much getting chewed out by Glenn, right? Because he is a proud dude, right? He's an old jet.
And this is his first year. This is his first year over there, right?
This is his first year. He has a lot to prove, man. He has a lot to prove, and he would, the Jets have been a historically bad team, right? Like that's not a shocker to anybody.
But they always seem to manage to give the Cowboys a good.
Yeah, they give a good fight. So he has a lot on the line too, because if the Jets lose, he would be the first coach to go 0-5 with the Jets. And he's thinking about all the bad things that happened, and and this is his first year coaching, so he doesn't want that on his record, I'm sure. So, and I think the players respect him enough; they're going to try to go out there and get him his first win. I wouldn't love that, but I think they're going to try for it, try to bring him home his first dub.
Yeah, so the Jets are 2.5-point home underdogs versus the Cowboys. It's kind of okay, that's kind of even according to Vegas right now. Yeah. And what was you having to add there, Kels?
No, what I was going to add was any team that meets the Cowboys and they have 0 wins, they're going to find out all the issues with their team when they play us, because we always find a way to give them their first win.
Well, we allow a guy like Caleb Williams to have a Hall of Fame game in Chicago, who our Matt Eberflus used to be the head coach of.
Right.
And also, by the way, we haven't even got to that with Justin Fields. So is Matt about to go 0-2 against his former teams? I hope he splits it, because I don't like how this is shaping up. 0-4 Jets.
Well, you got to think y'all got Shoddy, and when Shoddy was in New York, we were killing that dude. So I'm sure Shoddy has a lot to prove that he's a competent coach, because we used to rip him all the time. I was telling Kels, I'm shocked that y'all love his play call, because that was one of the pet peeves we had. It was never clear what he was doing. So you got
it's funny how that stuff works. It's funny how that stuff works. What is your purview on the outside as a Jets fan when you seen that the Cowboys traded for George Pickens?
Oh man, I know he's had some trouble, right? But he's a bad dude, man. Right. I expect
it seemed like Pittsburgh painted him out to be this demon, but he's such an angel in Dallas.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. He's a talented guy, and these talented wide receivers, they want to prove they can play, and that's all it is, right? So I'm sure he's going to have a field day against Brandon Stevens, right? There's a reason why they got him up out of Baltimore.
Yeah.
We have 4 that's out. We have 4 that's out, not 3.
Yeah, let's talk about this right here, because I do hear that quite often, that the Jets do have a great front 7, and it says we have 3 starting O-line, but Kels just said 4. We have 4 out now. Ooh. So how's that going to match up?
No, that's right. No, Tyler Smith is in. He's still listed as.
We still got Brock and TJ in. Okay.
Yeah, he's still listed as questionable, so he's going to be a game time decision. But right now, I'm thinking that we're going to have 4. Yeah. With their defense, so with the Jets defense, they truly don't have an identity yet. They play a 3-tech over the guard. They have been struggling with their tackling, but they are predominantly aggressive, and they will put hands on you. They play multiple coverages. They play cover 1, which is a single high safety 24% of the time. They play zone 64% of the time, but they play a ton of man coverage, which accelerates 31% of the time, as well as cover 3 and cover 4. They also have a guy that will travel, and that is the one and only Sauce Gardner. He wears number 1.
And that's what I was going to say. I thought y'all did have Sauce Gardner. So when you said y'all secondary, you're trying to really load up back there in that secondary, huh, Tyler?
We just got Sauce, man. Sauce as because we lost. I'm trying to remember the other dude's name who he was fed up being there. But we had a nice 2-man tandem, but our safety play wasn't
Talking about Jamal Adams.
No. It was another
He was
corner. I
safe.
think it was a corner that we had. Solid dude. I can't remember his name at the moment, but like he just got fed up. He wasn't getting his money, even though he was playing well. He deserved. He wasn't getting his money, so he bounced. But Sauce is legit. It'll be nice to have a back safety, but like our front is crazy, right? Like I know in the past, they really took that challenge of like we're going to be able to get to the quarterback without having to send additional men, right? We got Jermaine Johnson, we got Will McDonald, we got Big Q, and Big Q causes problems, man. Like you have to double him, and even if you double him, that don't mean you're going to stop him. Like he's one of those dancing bears, man. Like very good on his feet, incredibly strong. So that front, if you can't block or you got your B squad out there, it's gonna be a long day.
Yeah. And one thing with Sauce Gardner, he's very difficult to get away from. He's a sticky player, very physical. More than likely you will see him traveling with Pickens. On the other side, their cornerback Brandon Stevens, he wears number 21. He has been getting worked. QBs have been having perfect QBRs when they target him through these last 4 games. He's the reason why the last teams they have played this season stayed away from Sauce Gardner. So let's say if CeeDee Lamb was active, or he will be perfect with Jalen Tolbert. They will put their target receivers on Brandon Stevens' side and not Sauce Gardner. And to back up with what my cousin said about their pass rushing, they have been rushing the passer in a way where the pressures generally comes from one guy, who is Will McDonald. He wears number 9. He comes flying off the edge. He plays both sides, left and right. So he will be their moving chess piece for the best matchup. Their defensive tackle, Quinnen Williams, who wears 95. With this scheme, he has been doing better, forcing pressures, controlling the middle, and being difficult to block one-on-one from last year. They have been struggling in the running game because they take themselves out of position and don't recover from big plays. They do not possess a true pass rusher. They have no threat on the edges. Their interior is a whole nother different story. They play their front play downhill. They will 2-gap and run you back. They don't blitz a lot. They have no on film, so be prepared for something different.
Jake has a great question. Here, Kel says, "Don't y'all think Sauce is going to stay on Pickens?"
But I just said that he will be traveling him.
Yeah. I think he asked that around that same time. I want to make sure we reiterated that. So thank you.
I wouldn't be surprised if AG will press man and put one man in the box. They have yet to allow more than 225 yards in passing, which is 14 in passing yards overall.
Well, Dak is like the best at escaping the blitz, and Dak leads the league in passing. And so I don't know. It could be one of those games where we don't see that offense show up, because I'm looking for consistency on this team. Because after last week, let me ask my guy Tyler, how did you feel after the return of Micah and all that hype as a Jets fan to see that go down as a tie on a Sunday night game?
I mean, it made for nice TV. You would have hoped that somebody won the game so they have bragging rights, but you don't see him often. I'm always surprised too, because I know Pickens saying after the game, games ended in tied. I don't understand how you playing this long. You don't know the rules.
People were like trying to eviscerate him, talking about you don't know the game. You're supposed to know the rules, and it's like whatever. Like, dude's never been part of a tie, so
right.
But
personally, I was hoping like, Micah came out with the win. I outside looking in, I know that y'all know the home squad better than I do, but just I like to see the players get their bread, man. So,
well, there was also some news that came out. It said Micah's giving up the podcast as a Packer. I found that to be a little interesting. I know I want to ask my girl Kels because I know she loves to talk about Micah. I don't. Yes, she does.
I sure enough don't put that.
I know you was happy when you found out Micah wasn't going to be on that podcast.
But the thing is, the podcast never bothered me because if his podcast bothered me, then Jason Kelsey and his brother would have bothered me. Whatever you do on your off time, that's your off time. But the thing is, still put in the same work on the field that you do in whatever else you're doing.
Speaking of all time,
it has to match.
Yeah, speaking of all time, Micah was spotted at the Dallas Fair, which also I heard is nobody really out there. But I was just like, we just can't leave Micah alone. Here it is. Weeks later, and we're still talking about him. But Tyler, I really appreciate you joining us on the show here, representing the Jets. And is there any intel maybe or anything you'd like to share with us other than that about the team going forward? We already know y'all want to crash and burn. Y'all want to go for number one. What other kind of things are going on out there in the Jets? Is it Jets Nation? Is that what they call you guys out there?
Nah, not Jets Nation, Jets crew, flight crew, all these different things that go.
Okay, I know it's JETS, Jets.
Yeah. There you go. But yeah, I said the main thing earlier, right? I think the thing is, Jets looking to build resources, right? So, almost anybody on the roster is available. So, if anybody like needs a certain player for a push outside of the big three, right? Probably can't get Q, won't be able to get Sauce. Won't be able to get Garrett. Like those guys are off the table. But anybody else, like, I would think somebody who needs an edge rusher. I know he's coming back from being hurt last year, but don't sleep on Jermaine Johnson, right? Like before he got hurt, he's real serious, man. Like he's a great talent. Like, and the thing about him, like he has so much to prove because he didn't go where he wanted to go in the draft. He still went first round, but once he's back fully healthy, he's going to be a force to reckon with. But yeah, that's the main thing. The Jets are looking to build up their resources. So like I see them being, like those in-season football trades don't happen too much, but the Jets going to be, I see them really trying to be sellers around that time so they can get additional picks.
Kels, let me throw this to you. Kels. Sorry, Tyler. I want to get your thoughts on this too. Been a lot of steam about it. I guess it's fake news because I see Mike Fisher come out and talk about it today about Max Crosby getting traded from the Raiders to the Cowboys. Can you elaborate on that for us or pontificate a little bit, Kels? Could that happen, or is that fake news, or what?
That's new, and he just signed this lucrative contract. What, last season?
Yeah. That's what Mike Fisher was talking about. Is like, how they could do it. They just married him to a new contract, but why would they want to get rid of him? He's like the best player on their team.
And the thing is that why will we take that contract on and bust our salary cap? No, we have the second largest. I mean, my thing is anything is possible. I don't know if anything can be worked out with that. But
we get a lot of fake news all on social media, especially Facebook. Tyler, do you see a ton of fake news with your team on social media too as well?
I mean, not
this
necessarily.
person's getting traded, or this player said that, and make it look like they said this or that.
I think the main thing is that's been recently, like people been questioning why did Wilson stay, because the main thing with him and Rodgers last year was pretty bad, right? They were, ever since training camp was like they're beefing. They weren't getting along. Then Devontae came along, so it's been a lot of things about player relationships in the locker room, particularly Rodgers around. But now that he's gone and Devontae's gone, you're seeing less of it. But the main thing is like people have been coming at Garrett Wilson the last couple of days, and he came out and said it, like he wants to be a Jet. That's why he signed here. He wants to help to turn the franchise around. So all the negative talk they keep throwing out there, like he kind of put that to bed, saying like, he wants to turn things around. He wants to be the man here. So all that negative talk, that's not coming from him. Like he likes being a Jet, loves being a Jet.
Okay. Well, we couldn't get out of here or wrap up a show without predictions. So get your predictions ready in the comments below. that's to kind of warm you up over there a little bit. Tyler, I'm going to ask you your prediction because I know you've been talking about crashing and burning. So I'm going to see if you're going to hold to your word. But I got the Cowboys winning. I know my girl Kale's got the Cowboys winning. We both did our picks at the beginning of the season. We both had the Cowboys winning. I got them winning 35-17. The over-under on that is 47.5 per bet MGM. So that's about 52 points on the over. This high-octane offense with the Cowboys, I still think they continue to roll. But all things considered, Kels, how you looking on your predictions over there?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was reading a comment. Eric, we're definitely not going for Trey Henderson because he just signed a contract with Cincinnati before Michael was traded. So they ain't going. They ain't flying. I don't think this is going to be a high scoring game based on we have a deficiency hit with our O-line. Our defense is still being a defense. We don't know what's going on. I'm thinking 21-17.
21-17. All right, that's on the under right there. Little 38 points, clearly under that. So, drum roll, please.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game.
Yeah, it very well could be, especially with that front seven. It could be, like I said, could be one of those games. I mean, it's always something crazy every week. Like one week there's like 4 block kicks and games are decided or some crazy stat like that. But let me get to my guy Tyler. What's your predictions here for the Jets and the Cowboys?
It's going to be a close one. I see the Cowboys taking it, though, 27-24. And I see that turf's going to catch another body this week. So I don't know who it's going to be, but that Meadowland turf gets
let's talk about that before we get out of here. What is up with that? Why isn't there that kind of turf in other stadiums? Is it just MetLife?
MetLife is historically known for being bad. A lot of the players, whether it's the home team players or visiting players, they complain about that turf is dangerous. I mean, it caught Odell. It just caught Neighbors last week. It catches a lot of people, and it's expensive to maintain, and they're not maintaining it.
Because it definitely took Tank and Micah out last year.
Yep.
Yeah, and it just took Neighbors off of New York, and I was bummer. I know a lot of people were mad about that, not even Jets fans or Giants fans, because the fantasy football implications. But I was like, man, another one like DJ Khaled up there at MetLife Stadium. What's your take on that up there? I mean, I'm just at this point, I don't care. It could be another tie, like Tyler said. It could be TV. As long as we don't get no injuries, because we can't afford no injuries right now.
Not be.
No, I think they finally have to commit to it. They have to be able to get rid of that turf. There's too much young talent on the Giants and the Jets. You want to see them do well in the long term. So I know we're down now, but we want to be able to get back as being a good team. You got to get rid of that turf because it's going to end up taking somebody's career, and they're not going to be the same again. Like you don't want. The players been telling you year after year, like this has to go. But
it sucks for Neighbors because with Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo over there, like is it like a rivalry between Jets and Giants fans? Or y'all like big brother, little brother? Like what kind of game?
See, I don't like that language, man. Because
how do y'all communicate?
It is
over there?
And I tell you, like it's a constant battle because they still want to call it Giant Stadium. That ain't the name of it, man. It's just MetLife, right? Like it is. Because it's you have people in this in the tri-state area going hard for both teams, and there's no love lost, right? Like, I always go say Giants are fake fans to me, right? Because you don't see them during the down periods, but you always see Jets fans riding for our squad no matter what, man. So they want to talk about championships when we last won ours, but to me they're not real fans, man. And I don't care what they ever got to say.
So they try to say it's Giant Stadium, even though y'all
Giant
both
Stadium,
in the same stadium. Yeah,
they run New York, all this and that. But I mean, like, Giants fans didn't get out of here, man.
But I have a question. Didn't they before both of them moved to MetLife?
It was the Meadowlands or something like that.
It's still Meadowlands area.
Yeah,
it's still Meadowlands area.
Meadowlands, but if I can recall, and I'm just trying to remember, but didn't they play in their own stadiums like back in the day?
So
I
remember one being Shea Stadium.
Yeah, so the Jets used to play where the Mets played. that was in Queens, and
Okay.
then they moved to like the
Okay.
Meadowlands. But
Gotcha.
yeah, you know, we always been sharing it with somebody, right? You know, and then they shut down. We were trying to get something off the West Side Highway, but they shut down plans to build a stadium over there. So yeah, we gotta share it. But there's always it's beef that's gonna last forever, man. There's never gonna be any truce. You know, there's no
because that's what we call Texans fans. We call them little brother because they're down there in Houston, and you know they ain't won a chip yet. So you know, beat it, little brother. But wanted to ask about that between Giants and Jets fans because y'all definitely share the same stadium there, and yeah, that turf is crazy. Like probably the most dangerous turf in the league.
It is.
Is it Astro turf?
It's not it's some type of turf, but it's not Astro.
Astro.
It's not Astro turf, but it's some type of turf. And it's just like I said, it's catching bodies. Like it feels like every week it's taking somebody down.
They need to get the one that we have at our nice quality control stadium, quality air control stadium. They need that turf.
All right, y'all, we're going to wrap it up here tonight on a Saturday night with our special guest all the way dialed in from the Big Apple in New York. Would you like to join us for the post-game show tomorrow and we can come back and talk about these predictions?
Sure. I'm here for it.
Okay. I think Bob, our third wheel, will be back with us. So then there will be 4. But I'd like to move, and I want to ask Kels, let's do this like in between the football games and the Sunday night game because I want to watch Red Zone all the way through. I don't want to do the pregame right after the game because there's still going to be some other games on. Is that cool with you?
Oh, to push it back a little bit.
Yeah, we'll push it out a little bit in between the last game, and then before the Sunday night game, maybe around 7:00 your time. Both y'all time. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine. That gives me enough time to get home. Yeah.
Okay. Well, good deal. Well, we'll be live back tomorrow then around 4 p.m. on the West Coast, 7 p.m. on the East Coast. My guy Tyler will be back to join us to talk the Jets. Well, the 0-4 Jets.
Donna, she'll be at the game. I'm reading some of the comments.
Will the Jets 0-4 hand the Cowboys their first loss, or will the Cowboys get a much-needed win on the road? Because it looked like a straight trap game, if you ask me, by only favorite 2.5. But we got our predictions in. We appreciate y'all tapping in with us tonight. Make sure and turn on your notifications. We'll be live tomorrow, 4 p.m. West Coast, 7 p.m. East Coast. We'll see y'all then.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.